Greetings and welcome back to Robocraft and to an empty garage, and that can only mean one thing. We are about to build a new bot, and I'm thinking this will probably be one of the last low-tier bots that I build, or at least for a little while. I want to get back to playing with the I Come in Peace and tiers 6 and upwards. But to round off the bots that I've been designing as requested by a few viewers for low-tier ideas to help them through, I think the best way to finish this, we've made a tank, we've made a little bike, the I Come in Peace, a stripped down version can be made in the lower tiers, I have been told. But one thing we haven't really played with at all is the idea of satellites. Now, a satellite is built in a very specific way. You do not have much maneuverability. The idea is you get a very, very high, very quickly, and then shoot down. It's more of a defensive structure than an offensive one. And it is more of a structure than a bot because it really doesn't have much maneuverability, though I'm sure you can make them so that they're maneuverable. It's just that I haven't in the past. Now, to start off with, you want just a platform for your seat to go on. Now, it would probably be wise to build some sort of ablative armor plating layer at the bottom there to absorb any shots that come your way, or shields. Shields would definitely be an option. They're not something I'm going to play with at the moment, however. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to set up something very, very simple, and it will be then to you to improve the design over time. Should you want to use satellites, I know some of you won't. So this should be good enough. This will serve as the base for our sky tower. Now, the most important thing probably, other than the cockpit, for a satellite is helium. You want to have thrust to get you up, but you don't want too much thrust. Because the thrust is an active component in motion. It'll get you up there, but the moment you stop applying the upward thrust, you'll start to come back down. So what you want is a passive rise. It doesn't need to be stable. In fact, you probably don't want it to be stable. You want it to be rising as quickly as possible, in fact. Now, we're going to make this fairly high. And the reason why this bot is called Sky Tower is because, well, kind of looks like office blocks, in a way. If you squint and turn your head just so, it creates the illusion of office blocks. So that's what we're going with. Now, I want to put a little bit of armor outside. And remember that every bit of weight you add to this robot in actual cubes or components is taking away from the lift potential of your helium. So, yeah, you want to really balance that. You don't want too much. Or too little, for that matter. You don't want it too easy to shoot your craft down. There are armored helium tanks, and those might be what you'd be looking for if you wanted to take this kind of design into the upper tiers. But as you can see, just with this, helium does have a not insubstantial cost as far as your robot rank is concerned. We're already in level 2, but maybe we can get by with 4 tier 2 guns. I'm hoping we can. Let's put them down there now. It might be tempting to make one of these bots that simply has helium. It has no thrusters, it just rises, and then that's it. But I would recommend not doing that, honestly. I would recommend you put some thrusters on it, in addition to radars and radar receivers and possibly all sorts of other doodads and gizmos. You don't want the enemy finding you, after all. Let's think. How do I want to place the radar receiver? I guess I could tuck the radar receiver in there, really. I could have the radar on top, then. Yes, actually, I'll do that. Instead of having a lip coming out to place the radar and the radar receiver on, I'll just do this. Like so. There we are. There's our E-War. Well, it's not really E-War. It doesn't have a radar jammer. It really does need a radar jammer to be E-War, in my opinion. We'll put the radar jammer underneath, perhaps. Well, yeah, may as well go there. There we go. That's a full E-War suite. Now, what we would like are thrusters. First and foremost, you're going to want thrust to take you up. Just a little bit faster than the helium will naturally do, because the helium is probably going to be fairly slow. Next, you want some sort of maneuvering thrusters. So this will do that for left and right. This will help me turn. And then finally, we just want some simple forward thrusters. There we go. And, of course, reverse thrusters. Because, you know, we want to be able to move in any which way, as dictated by, you know, what we're being shot by. If someone's lining up a barrage of plasmas into the sky, we want to be able to reverse, not just go forward, because that's easy to predict. Okay, we can't get that last layer on. Perhaps I can, yeah, we'll just add some helium there. Okay, now, let's just jump straight into a practice round and see if this actually goes up, because there may be too much weight here, and if there is, then we're going to have to obviously pull that back. Let's see. I can already think of a few places I can pull blocks away from. No, we have a very, very slow lift. What's it like if we apply thrust? Not very good, but, wow. I'm trying to keep this at least below level 4, or tier 4, simply because I've got more components that are adequate for tier 2 and tier 3 than I have for tier 4 and up. And also, the repair costs stay down. But you'll notice that when just the gradual lift is not enough really to throw our railguns off too much, but there is a bit of recoil, you'll notice. This is not the most stable platform, so you want to give your guns a few moments after each shot to rebalance there. But that's good enough at the moment. It's a serviceable satellite. I didn't really use the propulsion. I probably should have, but I'm fairly certain that that will actually work the way I intend it to. Now, there are a few places I can strip cubes away. Since we haven't got anything in these positions, I can just do away with those cubes and maybe even replace them with helium. And that will help a little bit. Now let's get you down there. There we go. Not only will that allow me to have a little bit more lift, it'll actually take away some of the weight, so that lift counts for a little bit more. But we'll just jump once more into a practice round and have a quick look at how this balances out, especially in motion. Another thing to consider if you've got rails, and really, you could put plasmas on this, but I wouldn't recommend putting SMGs on this. I don't think an SMG satellite will ever really work. But a rail is probably the best one, or at least it's certainly the most common one you'll find. Turning is actually pretty good. That's really quite nice. And what about reverse? It could be better. It certainly could be better. Perhaps if I had the thrust for forward and back closer to the middle, I think that might work out a little bit more in our favor. I can see a way to do that as well. But yes, right now we're tipping forward or tipping back. But one thing to consider whilst doing rails is how this is going to affect your aim. And it's not really affecting my aim that much on the whole. Let's, oh, I was trying to... No, stop moving fast. I want to get rid of your radar receivers. There we are. I've denied you sight. And a little bit of the back. But on the whole, this is going okay. I'll just move those little thrusters. And I'll break one of my rules, since we are trying to keep this as compact as possible. I will actually have the thrusters facing each other. Even though, realistically, that would mean they would basically just burn each other out. This is not wise. Actually, how about this? Yes, we can do that. We can attach it to the helium. Also another one of my rules that I am breaking. You have made me break my own rules, Sky Tower. Why would you do this to me? But there we are. I feel that is not too bad. We could strip these away, but they're mostly there just as a little bit of added damage absorption for my helium towers. But on the whole, I'm fairly happy with Sky Tower here as is. We are literally dancing with Tier 3. We are Tier 2, but it wouldn't take much of anything to put us over that limit. But we're going to take this out and have a little bit of a poke around. You could probably in Tier 2 strip these guns away and replace them with Tier 1 rails and still be quite effective. But let's stick with the Tier 2s, because you don't know if we're going to be lumped in a game with Tier 3s. But I will bring you back when we're actually in a fight, so see you soon. And welcome back. As suspected, we are in a fight with quite a few Tier 3s, actually, and even one Tier 1. It looks like our team has the better balance of crafts and tiers, but yes, we're certainly not out of the woods. let's get up here. We'll move up over this area up here, this flat area, just a little bit of added cover. Now, the only direction of movement that I have not got any control over is down. I cannot go down. I can go up, I can go left, right, backwards, forwards, but not down. And that is probably just as well. Honestly, you don't really want to be going down. Let's try and deal with you if we can. Oh, that was terrible. I missed most of my shots there. But as a satellite, you don't really want to be going down. Down is not a direction in which happy fun times lie. Looks like we've got another satellite over there. Well, that's quite an interesting design. Very interesting design. I might steal that design. Looks like you've got much better guns on yours as well. Are you a tier 3 perhaps? Alright, let's take out some more parts of your craft. There we go. Ooh, took a plasma shot at me. Hopefully, our dogfighters can deal with him, though. And that is a very downward-pointing dogfighter. All of his guns are pointing down rather than forwards. It's very interesting. But it looks like we might be about to win this already. But there's another flyer in the air over yonder. See? No, I can't quite get a bead on him, unfortunately. Nor down there. Okay, well, it looks like our team are doing fairly well. So let's start creeping forward. It sounds like there's a bit of a fight going on the enemy's base, though. Now, this is the problem with defenders like that. Really, that is fantastic. Look at you dancing there. I like that design. I might steal it. Alright, we've got an enemy here. We're going to provide some fire support for our man on the ground there. Hopefully we did a bit of damage, but no, they're a plasma attacker, so... Oh, your shields are really not helping you there, are they? And it looks like the other weapons platform, along with me, no longer has... oh no, there he is. His guns are back up. Well done! Very nicely done. Was it you? It might have been you, the naughty one. Ooh. Well, I don't consider that naughty. I mean, he probably did. But no, that was good. Well done. Chabui. And Poitrakua. Trauk. I'm not sure. But that looks... The only enemy that I can see remains is moving very erratically, very quickly. So I'm imagining that is a flyer. But it looks like we won nevertheless. Now, not the most entertaining battle. I agree. In that instance, our main combat force was very effective, kept the enemies away from our base, so we didn't see too much action. But the satellites come into their own when the enemy are rushing you, and you've got quite a lot of things to shoot at and also avoid. So let's jump straight into another fight and see what we can do. And welcome back. It looks like we have an all tier 2 game at the moment with such awesomely named bots as Machine of Death and LOL and Destroyer and Plasma. If Plasma doesn't actually use plasma weapons, I'm going to be bitterly disappointed. But we've got some flyers. That's a nice fly there with 2 rudders. All the thrusters at the top, all the guns at the bottom. We have got some... Oh, I think it actually says LOL on the front. Well done, you. I approve. And what about you? You're just a heavily armored tank. Okay. We've already got an enemy really close. My goodness. Let's see if I can get a shot. They're probably already gone. I'm not going to use up my last 2 shots on him. Got to be careful with using your guns too early. Ooh, LOL, did you actually... I think LOL may have been firing at someone right there. We'll see if they poke their head out. I'm not going to move, though. I like this position. And I need to keep getting more and more lift. I do regret not using my guns earlier now, though. And is he coming through there? I can't quite get a bead on him, though. Oh, there we are. There we go. Now I shall start charging my guns. And let's move out of the way, too. Exile is coming up this way along with a friend, so I'm going to actually start backing off a little bit and continue trying to rise. I really do need a little bit more lift. This is not particularly good, but as you can see, someone is already starting to try and hit me. Let's see if I can carefully position myself through there. Nope. Ah, that was terrible. I was panicking because I was under fire, and as a result, I didn't give my craft long enough to rebalance before each shot. Now, ooh, that's gonna hit. No, haha! Exile, you fail once again. Alright. Oh no, I shouldn't have taunted you. I've lost some of my lift. That is terrible for a weapon such as myself. No, let's see. I'm gonna need to take a shot on you, I think. You're almost out. I think I freed you. That is not what I was aiming to do. No. And I need to keep on the move. Oh, no, you're gone. I need to get my guns charged again so I can take these guys out because they are just randomly shooting up. Oh, it looks like you tipped over, so I don't need to worry about you anymore. And Sir Rafat is going for Exile. And Exile may be trying to help his friend. Bad move. Because now I'm just going to unload on you. I didn't do that much damage. It was superficial damage at best. And now I need to kind of dodge again. Oh man, I've lost actually an enormous amount of my lift. I'm not sure if I'm going up or going down with the benefit. Oh, I'm definitely going to be going down now. Of my thrusters. This is terrible. Right. Let's take a shot there. Take that gun out. Take that part off. Rebalance. And go again. Not missed. Oh. And recharging. Have I lost one of my guns? Yes, I've lost 1/4 of my satellite is gone. Oh, how did that hit? Oh, we're going down properly this time. Though that may have saved me. Let's just try and balance as much as we can. No, that's not going to help. But we may still survive this, nevertheless. I can use my thrusters to kind of steer myself in a very awkward way. Kind of. Maybe. If I could get up against a wall, I could help myself lift. But unfortunately, the thrust is all coming from one part of my craft. So it's not very stable at all. I could keep it just stable enough to shoot, I think. But it's not going to be an accurate shot. There we go. Let's try and use this wall to... No, 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 no. Don't go down to the floor. Helium. Helium. Take me up, Helium. Okay, that's good enough. You righted me, and that's... No, no, Helium. Well, you know what? I'm actually kind of protected here. Ah! A satellite that has been grounded is now hiding behind rocks. Perfect. That was planned. Absolutely. That was the best thing I could possibly have done in that particular situation. You can trust me. Now, again, not the most interesting battles. And this is largely why I haven't made satellites before. But for posterity and... because I feel it would be remiss of me not to cover every possible design. Well, actually, I'm not going to cover gun beds, but that's aside. This is what satellite fighting is like. Now, I think just for the sake of it, let's swap this out to some fairly high-tier guns to push us up into the next tiers. I don't have any high-tier rails to use, alas, but I do have some decent tier... I guess I'll have... Were those 3? No, these are 4s. Okay, these are going to push us into 3 at least. Now, this is not going to be a particularly good fight. Maybe I should just go all the way for my tier 6 ones and see. These are huge. They are enormous. Just not quite right to fit there. And then I could have tier 4. Yeah, okay, this kind of balances it out in an odd way. And it puts us in tier 4. Now, I'm going to put this out there right now. I don't expect this to last. In fact, I'm fairly sure it won't. But, on the plus side, I can now afford to put much more lift on this beast. Let's put 2 on each point. Now, again, you can get better helium. They're expensive, but you can get them. In fact, let's go ahead and buy this many helium blocks. And we're going to replace some of these. I'll take one of there. In fact, we'll strip that down and just replace these with the higher helium blocks. Now, in addition to having better lift, these also have armor. So these will take a bit more damage before going down. Which is what you want, really, from if you're relying on them to stay alive. And we'll put... some more there, one in there as well. This is terrible, by the way. I make no claims that this is a good bot. It absolutely isn't. So take that for what you will. There, we'll give this much more upwards lift as well. Since we can afford it now that we're in tier 4. You can do a lot more in the higher tiers, and the only reason I'm staying in the lower tiers is because more people were wanting help with lower tier bots. I imagine most people in the higher tiers are already fairly good at designing and knowing what to design, but this is more for new players, just to give you an idea of what's possible and what kind of probably doesn't work. Let's move these down as well, actually. We'll just we'll surround the cockpit with helium, because that's definitely safe. Okay, now, this should be able to get up quite quickly, I'm hoping. And rain death from above, in the form of plasma artillery. Not nearly as accurate, obviously. Ooh, look at that passive rise, that's actually pretty good. And then with thrusters, not good, because of the balance issues we've got. How about trying to move forward? And no, I would have to go up. Oh, there we are. It really, really wants to pull back, though. I wonder why. It must be the slight difference in weight from the radar receiver and the radar. Never mind. Let's keep trying to go up. Let it seesaw, and then correct itself. Not great. I know this is terrible, but it does get us up there pretty quick, at the very least. And then we can do that. See, if that were what was going to happen in an actual fight, this would be glorious. But it's not. I'll either miss something or I'll scratch it, and then I'll be destroyed. But for posterity, let's jump into a tier 4 fight and find out how badly we get destroyed before we can do any damage. And with those low expectations, then anything really, any amount of positive damage we apply to the enemy is going to be a massive bonus. So I shall see you in the fight. And welcome back once again to one of my favorite maps, actually the newest map. We have the likes of the Snowplow 9001 and the best on our side, as well as Tanky and Le Mastermind Mark II. How could we possibly lose? Well, I can tell you how, by me being on your side. Nevertheless, I shall do my best to protect the base, which is pretty much the only thing I'm going to be good at doing. Right, they're already launching some plasma over here, and oh, got a bit of stability. Well, kind of. Let's continue going up, though. Oh. Let's let things balance out for a second and then go up. There we go. Let's continue with this rocking chair motion. Oh, the things I do to get into tier 4. Right, okay. I think we're almost ready. We're getting high enough now that we're not tipping over as much. Now, I'm not absolutely certain, but I'm fairly positive. Well, actually, are we drifting down a little bit? We must be really high. I think the higher you go, the harder it is to stay up there, as if the atmosphere is getting thicker higher up rather than thinner. I'm not sure if that is actually the case or not, but we're going to hang around here. It looks like most of the enemies are going to come from this direction, so let's provide some fire support if we can. Let's aim for our ally, because that seems to be where the enemy are, and see if we can get lucky. We might be able to. Oh, there they are. Let's continue to apply some covering fire. It's not going to do a whole lot. Oh, yes it is! We're going to get a lucky kill. Fantastic. Oh, there's an enemy there that I can't quite catch because he's in the air. That may be a bad thing. Oh, are we going to... Oh, no. I overshot. Damn it, I don't have too many of these shots. Oh, what a failure that was. And... Nope. Undershot that time. Damn it all. Okay, I'm going to go for... Oh, no. I'm not going to go for you. I'm going to continue to try and take out this flyer. And continue to fail, by the looks of it. Yep. I really need to adjust how far I'm shooting. Not there. No. Wow. This is shameful. I feel ashamed. After that awesome shot earlier on, now nothing. And it looks like the vast majority of my team are dead, actually. Ooh, wasn't too bad. Oh, he's coming for me. It's maybe it for me, I'm afraid. Yes! Alas, it is. I got 2 kills, though. I'm actually not that disappointed with that, but well done. He had all of his shields at the bottom. Oh, fantastic. Had I been able to actually hit him, I probably would have destroyed him utterly. Alas, My aim is atrocious. Ah, well. There we go. There is a fail video where I don't do very well at all, except for a few lucky hits off in the distance. But I'm actually a little bit surprised that I got any kills at all with this. I'm not disappointed with that, honestly. 1,338, and how much does it cost to repair? Only 273. That is a good return on time spent. But that is it from this episode of Robocraft. Oh, is that why? Everyone was probably pointing this out the whole time. That's why. Oh, well, at least I noticed it before wrapping up the episode, though I feel stupid now. But that is the end of this episode. In the next one, we are more than likely going to be returning to some of my higher level robots, such as the I Come in Peace Mark III, which I'm slowly converting the insides of into these blue blocks. It's taking me a while because they are extremely expensive, but I'm slowly getting the skeleton done and the wings connected to that skeleton. But that's going to take me a long time. That's going to be a project for many, many days / weeks, probably. But I think we can still have quite a lot of fun with this. And perhaps I can even start looking now into changing this to use shields on the bottom. Yes, I think that would be rather awesome. But that is all for a future episode. So once again, I do hope you've enjoyed this one and will be joining us for the next. But until then, and as always, do take care.